Summer's almost here, and you know what that means. You get to break out the short shorts. Oh, and there's also the upcoming Alone in the Dark game.
Alone in the Dark definitely hits some high points in cinematic presentation and is clearly influenced by a lot of the contemporary TV shows, but at its heart, it's a video game, and it's a video game that demands to be played. It's a game that's going to challenge the player, reward the player, but at its heart has got an incredible narrative structure that will take you through this epic journey to discover what is really going on in Central Park.
And the story is easy to explore thanks to the game's unique DVD interface.
And it will allow everybody who buys this game to experience all of the narrative structure. But I think it will also reward players who are the higher skilled players, because we've interlinked the achievements into how much of the DVD skipping you actually use or not. And we wanted people to have a chance to move around the story a little bit, but not too much. So we do constrain that. We don't allow the player to skip right to the very end and see the very end of the whole game from the get-go. And another influence was going to be looking at the contemporary TV shows, whether it's Lost or 24 or some other shows. One of the very strong aspects of those shows is each week at the very beginning of the new episode there's a previously on ... And so we wanted to borrow some of that terminology in reminding the player where they were in the story and how the progression was going towards that narrative arc.
Now, aside from muggers and the homeless, what's so scary about Central Park?
Our lead game designer, who went to New York 10 years ago, and it was the first time he came in New York City, the City of Lights, and suddenly he comes to this huge rectangular blackness in the City of Lights, and the contrast really amazed him. And when he started walking into Central Park, suddenly he felt like he was going into a parallel world, and that's really scared him. It's more scary being in an open environment because danger can come from all around you than just from behind you and in front of you. We wanted it to be more of the suggestive fear, something that builds up in tension.
And with the Havoc physics engine, it's scary how realistic the game is.
The question I would like to ask the players to ask themselves is this: can I do this in the real world? If they can say yes to that, and they can do that in the game.